Hey, what's going on?
Oh, hey, Will. Yeah, I'm just putting some finishing touches on my BD1 droid I've been working on for a while. Finally getting it off the bench.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Actually, the reason I was calling, I was wondering if you were free for another buddy build.
Yeah, no, definitely. I have a bunch of just scattered stuff here and there to work on, but I'm always up and ready for another episode of Buddy Builds and get you back in the shop.
Oh, really? Yeah, nice. Um, what I was thinking was maybe we could do another Star Trek prop, since that's kind of the thing I dig a lot. Um, what do you think about the original series hand phaser? Maybe the Mark II. What do you think about that?
Oh, yeah, that would be cool. That's a great little phaser. I love the original style of like the 1960s like sci-fi weapons. That actually would be a really fun build. And last time we did the bat lift, which is kind of like a flat piece of foam, but this would be a great project to like show off like different shapes and contours and curves and stuff that you can achieve with foam.
Oh, sweet. Well, actually, I was kind of hoping to get my feet wet in some 3D printing. Be a little, be a little adventurous. Do some 3D printing. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. No, that's a great idea. Yeah, I've been wanting to show you some 3D print stuff. The thing that I always think about is like I've been doing a lot of prints on the channel lately. I've been doing a lot of like figures and painting and stuff, but I know like 3D printers they're coming down in price, but I know it's an expense that like not everybody can get their hands on. So why don't we do? I'll have you build a phaser out of a 3D print file, and then I will make one out of foam, and we'll kind of show and contrast the two different styles of build.
Oh wow, that would be great. Okay. All right. Well, then I can head over in like 30 minutes. That work for you?
Yeah, 30 minutes. Let me see if this old replicator still has any juice in it. I will use this replicator quick just to get a concept ready for us to work on, and then we'll go through and I'll show you like how to get the files set up and sliced and everything on the computer. All right?
Perfect. All right, man. I'll see you soon. Thanks.
Okay, great. See you soon. well, let's open this replicator.
I agree.
And we'll see how the phase pistol came out. Nice.
Amazing.
Beautiful details.
I'm so glad we live in the 23rd century.
It is crazy that we have similar technologies to what they portrayed back then.
Yeah. It's
so
pretty,
light.
Wow. It's pretty crazy. I mean, because it's really the kind of the same thing. Because not in, for all you hardcore Star Trek fans out there, we know that the Kirk didn't have a replicator. But the cool thing is that in TNG, like all they're doing is just taking energy matter and just making it like you're doing. Like you're just taking a liquid that hardens and making stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not
And
really that far.
The printers are getting faster, a lot faster than they were when they first came out.
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll ever be to that type of replicator where it's just it goes, it's close, but a little far away.
Yeah, could you imagine? Don't they make food 3D printers?
You can. Yeah, it uses like protein molecules to like.
Don't they use it on the space station?
They might.
Or are they talking about it? Gosh, I don't know. But yeah.
They might. I'm sure Elon Musk wants to. All right, so here's their full print. I think I did 3 separate prints, and they were pretty long.
Yeah.
I think this one was 12 or 13 hours. I printed this up. I printed all of this together. I printed this up, standing up.
Yeah.
And I think that was like the max of my printer, like height-wise.
I kind of remember you having an issue when you were putting that on the computer.
Yeah.
I remember you just being like, okay, how do
Yeah, it's big.
How do I actually get this in there?
Yeah, without like scaling it down.
Right. And also like keeping the integrity so it doesn't break.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of also the challenge.
Yeah, and there are resins too that are like high durability resins. They're just like substantially more expensive. Because there's a specific type of resin that you could print this and just drop it and it just bounces.
Just hangs in. Gotcha.
But it still feels like this. It still feels rigid.
Hmm.
So, the one thing we have to do is glue this piece back on. This piece broke off when I was taking it off the bed. Oh, this way.
Did it stay attached to the bed when you were?
Yeah, it did.
Gotcha.
It did, and then when I was trying to peel it off, it just popped.
Yeah, it's a really thin piece. So yeah.
It is, yeah. There's like no support on it, So there's a screen that goes in here. Oops. There will be a little screen that goes in there, right?
Oh, okay.
I didn't have that file, so we'll have to just put a piece of plastic in there.
Okay.
So basically, you know more about the names of stuff, I think.
Some of it.
They might not even had names for like the original series. It was just like
They do a little bit, but most of it came out in like what do you call them? Not like textbooks, but like fan written.
Right. They made it up.
They're like, oh well, clearly that's the blah blah blah, and you're like, oh okay.
Yeah. Right. Well, everything that I've seen in Star Trek is just like everything else, where everything changes from season to movie to.
Yep. Because somebody else gets an idea and then they do it.
Yeah, right. They add to it.
So they're saying this is the hand phaser type 2.
Right. So what I have learned is that this part here, this is phaser 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then when this goes into the pistol grip part, that makes this whole assembly a phaser type 2.
True. Yep.
But even this is different based on the movie I've seen.
Yes. Pretty much.
I forget what it was. There was one that has like a full-on
like diode thing, right?
Yeah. This has this little lever thing.
I think it's a thing to increase the
intensity.
The intensity, yeah.
And then these are buttons. These are supposed to be like pressable 1 and 2 buttons.
I think that's for stun and kill.
Okay.
And then it's like ratcheting how intense the stun is or how intense the kill is, essentially.
Nice.
I believe so.
You would think that you wouldn't have to ratchet up kill any more than the preset.
Just hurt him. Well, there's like ow, and then there's like vaporize.
There's like kill slowly, and then there's
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But this is a pretty cool detail
Yeah.
piece. And everything that I printed off of Thingiverse for free. So
I feel like it also fits. I feel like it's feels good to the like on screen. You know what I mean? Like it feels true to what you see.
And I didn't scale it. This is supposed to be like 100% accurate scale.
Feels good.
And I think what is cool is if you look, I've looked at a lot of pictures of like the original production piece, and obviously now because it's so old, like you can really see this seam, like it's splitting. They probably dropped it, like the actual screen used one. They probably dropped it, but this seam here, when you close this up, this seam that runs down it's canon. It's not like we're gonna have to fill this and sand it and make it smooth. That seam line is supposed to be there. It's supposed to be a two-piece assembled together.
Cool,
So
yeah,
that-
I mean,
so
you can
that's
see it
pretty
in the
cool.
picture too,
Yeah.
So,
So that helps us in the future. So let's go through some of the other pieces here. So all together, right, this is the top part. I showed you the wheel goes here.
yeah.
This dial, I believe, goes here. On the back? No. Am I wrong? Yes.
No, that looks right, according to the picture.
It goes there.
They don't name what it is, but... No, yes they do. That is the force setting dial.
Oh.
So that
more
is...
force. So that...
So when that's in there, that's
Yeah.
how you that's how you change.
Gotcha. That's cool. And then
So
this,
you don't mess with this thing when it's in the thing, you mess with this
So
back.
this is out.
Yeah,
It has its own controls.
Correct.
That makes sense. That's cool. This goes here. This little dial here.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the safety or something like that.
Is it like a turny thing?
I think it turns.
What's it look like? Did you just put it in there? I think to the picture it's called a dilithium crystal cell.
Oh, so this pops
So it must be the
off.
power unit.
So maybe this whole piece like comes out like as a tube.
It must be.
The whole thing comes out as a tube.
Must.
That's kind of cool. What else do we have? This bottom piece here. It looks like the battery pack or something. Oh. Pay no. In the original series, I did that. I heard.
I don't know what they don't say what exactly it is, but they say that these ridges are magnetomic adhesion areas
For your hand.
for your hand.
Nice. That helps because it's hard to hold stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like their whole philosophy of like pants not having pockets.
You don't need pockets in them.
There's magnets in all your clothes.
You put Velcro on your belt.
We've done the science. Magnets are going to be the way to go, I think, on a lot of these.
Yeah.
So then you have the emitter part, right? Just like on a lightsaber.
I think so. I'm trying to see where is it like that? Is that how it would go?
So basically, yeah. So this piece goes in here, and then this. That's not it. Where'd that go?
Oh, the little cone? Isn't it right here?
No, I got it.
Oh.
This is like the clear emitter part that goes in the back.
Oh, I see. So
this makes up like this whole piece here.
this is the photon accelerator,
Oh.
and then this is the beam. Is this the clear thing?
Yes.
Okay, so no. The other thing would be, one is the beam emitter, and then the thing that's clear is the beam shield.
Okay. Cool. These go in the front here.
Yep.
So I have a plan to.
What were these?
Those are the fins. So I have a plan to cast this piece in clear resin.
Okay.
So when we put lights and stuff in it, because
Yeah.
in this build we want to do sound
Yeah.
and you want to do lights.
Lights.
Yeah. So that'll be
Go hard in the paint.
that'll be good. That'll be really good.
That'll be
That'll
really
be
good.
real good.
Oh,
This
these things go on the back?
Yes.
Oh, well, those are deflector shields.
okay. That's good to know. What is this? I forget what this is for.
That thing looked like...
It goes in here.
See, I feel like this goes through. If you
Oh,
look.
is it? It's yeah. It's the trigger.
Oh, yes.
It's been so long that I had looked at all these pieces.
That's the firing triggers.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Is there another on the base? Is there like another one?
I don't know. I don't think
Because
so.
it's indicating on the picture I have that there's like
That
two
there's two?
separate. But
I don't know if that was the original design or not.
it may not be.
This is really hard to put in there. But yeah, so that's the trigger.
That's cool. They give you on the things like what are the colors?
Oh yeah. That's a really uncomfortable trigger.
See? Blue,
Oh.
gray, gloss black, clear white.
That's pretty
antimony.
cool. Yeah, we'll use that for sure.
I don't know what. Is that glossy blue gray? Is that what that's trying to say? And like
might be.
bright antimony?
Yeah, it might be.
I don't know.
They're probably names of like paints that have not been around since the 60s.
Yeah,
Like they all were lead based, so they can't even make them anymore.
true.
Look how uncomfortable this trigger is.
Well, when you're in Star Trek, you don't want to shoot your face.
That's true. That's true. You make some good points.
They make it as painful as possible to fire it. Oh.
This is gonna hurt me a lot more than it's gonna hurt you. So then,
Except
yes,
it always feels better to shoot it. I see. Cool.
so then
beans.
these go in the back. They need a little sanding to like fit in there. See how there's a little bit of like
yeah, like
over exposure or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all fit in the back, and I think
That's
there's a
cool beans.
certain order. I think they're smaller. Yeah, see how they're longer. So I think the shortest one goes in the top. So the shortest one in the top, and then is this the longest one? Yeah, see how they're stacked.
Ooh.
So I believe, right, that they would go
That looks
like this.
pretty. Yeah, that looks good.
So that way, shorter ones are in the front, but then the longer ones extend past. And just look a little cooler. So,
So it's kind of like a real hand drill. Like you would never put your hand like on the back because that's like where the.
I'm
heat's
sure
coming
that's
out
where
of
the
it.
heat coil, the dampener
Yeah.
coils or whatever.
But this thing doesn't have that.
No. That's why they made this second one. They said, you know what we need is a handle for this.
I don't want to hold this. Oh,
this
it hurts.
is really hard.
It goes back to it hurting every time. Like, oh, third-degree burns in your hands.
It's like, should we just not have weapons at all? So since we're putting sound and stuff in these, oh boy, let's see. So that means that we are going to want to make the trigger actually a trigger,
I see. Yeah.
so that when you push it, it makes a LED light in the front and then runs the sound.
With a little beat box.
We'll probably put like a little speaker in here somewhere. And then maybe what we'll do is we'll attach, maybe we'll put a magnet in the bottom of this and on here,
Yeah.
so that it'll clip in.
Nice and firmly.
And then when you need to get the battery pack off, you can just take it off. Oh, that's a pretty small. It's a pretty small window to put. And I would like to glue this together permanently, just so that the seam is as clean as you can get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only other option would be to maybe hollow this out. Still don't see how you're gonna get a battery in there. This whole thing needs to be the battery.
I see what you
That
mean.
just like clips in. But I don't know how you would do that. Other than I don't know. I don't think you can fit a battery pack in there. Well, you don't really need. You could probably use like a battery, a button battery for this. I mean, you're only running a sound clip and I don't know. We'll have to look into all that stuff.
Yeah, you might be able to hollow this out and then put something in there.
Yeah. Put the C in there, and then just put like a little wire harness here.
Right.
That clips. Try to attach that with a magnet. The only problem with that, with a magnet, is that it might do this. It might turn. I don't know. Plus, that's the handle. I'd like the handle to be solid.
Yeah.
As you can see, these broke off. But they were supposed to like go in and turn and lock in so that you could remove it. But again, that resin is not strong enough for that. But I did forget we were putting full-on stuff in here. But before we get to all that, it printed pretty good, honestly. But you hear that? So there's all these. Since I printed it up, right? Every time it prints all these layer lines.
Yeah.
And they don't look bad to the naked eye.
No, not at all, really.
But since this is going to be silver, or like a dark blue, gray, whatever the color is,
Yeah.
they will really, really show up.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. So I think we got to sand everything down, which is really fun. Yeah. So I always use. Whoops. I bought this a while ago. I think I bought it at Ace. It's like a little Velcro sanding like wedge.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it comes with all these like these papers here. This is like 80 grit. So I'll just show you. I'll just sand a little spot here and give you an example of like how much you can see the actual layers. So when you start sanding, you can really see
Oh, yeah.
how lined up that is, you know? See like that. So if you take the dust and like,
I see.
you can see all these weird little lines, and they will show through. So even with like red, like if you were to print this in like the plastic, you know, the one that like melts, the PLE.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have crazy layer lines.
Gotcha.
Like enough to like catch your nail in.
Ooh, okay.
And a lot of people they'll print in resin and they'll just paint it. And it's like, yeah, you totally can. You totally can. And I've done it for a few things. But
You can always
something
see
like this, you're gonna want it to be
smooth
and as clean as you can get. So that's kind of one of the big like pains of like printing.
Yeah.
But if you like doing this is where it's right up your alley, you know. And it does get dusty, and that stuff is like, it's really good to breathe in. It's like some of the best stuff you can breathe. A lot of people say like air is really good to breathe, but this stuff is much better. Yeah. So it doesn't take much. You can see how like this front piece here is already pretty smooth. I just try to go in like one direction. So this is like 80 grit. So then after like that feels pretty smooth there. But there's still there's scratches from the paper. So I'd go back over that with like 120, which is what that yellow one is. That one's pretty used up. But just like, even if you just went over like this. You can see how much like smoother that is. It almost looks, you get to a point where like you rub it and it's just a clean gray.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what you're looking for. Uniform. Yeah. So what else I have that would help? Some other stuff you can use like files, and I've used Dremels, like small Dremel bits, but they're easy to overdo. They're easy to overdo, and you can really damage it. You can use like body filler and stuff to like fix, or just like you're already spending so much time, you might as well just go easy with it, you know. The other thing I've learned that you can do too is you can use like a razor knife, and you can just kind of like scrape.
Interesting.
You can scrape it, and it kind of levels it out. You see how there's like light, and then there's still dark in the middle.
Yeah.
If your blade is straight, what that's doing is it's like uniforming. It's just taking off like microscopic levels.
Interesting.
Like layers. And it gives you a pretty good finish. This is pretty clean actually. So we'll go through a sanding montage.
One eternity later.
Some of it, I didn't know how to get that like ridge thing. I didn't want to like hurt the pen.
No, it looks pretty good actually. It's right about where mine is. Like they're both like pretty close. But there's like a couple little spots.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's one of those things too. You can kind of make a judgment call, like how crazy you want to get it.
I think it'll be generally okay because most of like this stuff
Yeah.
is like
You're
gonna
not
be
gonna see
hidden
it.
by my hand.
Yeah. I got some little files that I can use to get in between here.
Okay.
Because I just know, just for my OCD, is you're gonna see those. It's just gonna drive me nuts, you know.
Yeah.
Even look at my side. It's even worse. You got all these like in between there, like that. It'll all show up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty much this step. You just keep sanding. And then we'll prime it. And then we'll work on getting some
Some blue.
electronics in there.